A recent study finding 30% of Americans are frustrated with the current tipping culture. Can't believe it's only 30%. And with inflation still high, it can be hard adding that extra expense to your budget. Local financial instructor, our good friend Michael Masserant from the Retirement Education Foundation, here to help kind of sort all this out. Michael, we talk about it here on the 9 all the time. And it's this tipping fatigue. You go to somewhere and they flip that thing around and it's like, tip me.
And it's starting to occur at places where tipping wasn't really a thing in the past. And now, so like you said, they flip that screen around and the pre-selected options are 20, 25, or 30%. And people are thinking, boy, that just seems pretty high for my Starbucks order or my takeout, whatever it is. And really, in terms of those automatic tipping screens, this is one thing a fellow instructor from the foundation was telling me about recently, is he asked the people at the counter, do you guys get this tip if I hit the 30% option, which I appreciate the food, I appreciate you guys, are you getting this tip? And they said, we're not getting that. If you click that automatic button option, it goes to the company, not to us.
Wow, that's a pretty incredible revelation, I think, for a lot of people.
And so in the past, I've never been a big cash carrier, just kind of, it's never been my thing. But I've been carrying a lot more cash recently, just, I mean, small bills, for tipping. Because if I want to give a tip to someone, I want the person smiling at me, handing me my drink, whatever. I want them to get it, not their employer or the company to get it.
That's an incredible clarification, too, that I think people should understand when you're going to these different fast casual places. You know, we pick on Panera a lot, Starbucks, whatever the fast casual place is that you go to. I mean, pretty soon, Michael, you feel like you're going to be asked for a tip when you go to McDonald's.
I know.
You know, I mean, I think that's where the tipping fatigue, and because of that fatigue, you know, our servers at restaurants who do work for tips, are they seeing a decrease in their tips? Because
and so that's where it's tough. So a big issue with this is the inflation in general. I mean, inflation is cooling, but we still had high inflation in 2021, 2022. And inflation cooling doesn't mean prices are going down. It just means that prices are going up slower than they used to. So prices are still high. So it's a high dinner bill, and people might say, you know what, this meal used to cost me 20 bucks. Now it's costing me 30 bucks. I'm going to leave the same dollar tip that I used to leave for my $20 meal instead of a higher percentage tip. And so servers, who that's their main source of income is tipping, are getting the same income, but with inflation, they're getting pinched as well.
And yeah, I mean, because of all that fatigue, you know, you obviously don't want to snub a server that is working on those tips. But it's just, it's constant. People feel, Michael, like they're getting nickel and dimed so much. And even, you know, whether you go to a place and they ask you to round up, too. I mean, I have now started saying no when they ask me to round up because I'm just giving you money so that you can get a tax write-off.
That's exactly how it works. And so those companies say, hey, do you want to round up? It's a couple of cents, so do it, don't do it. But those companies are donating that money for their own tax write-offs.
You take that money and donate to the company yourself or to the cause yourself.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, it just, so if there's one thing you want to leave people with here, Michael, it's just a message about tipping because, you know, you don't want to conflate the people that, you know, the DoorDash drivers, the Uber Eats drivers who are working for tips, essentially, in servers at restaurants. They are working hard, and they are trying to get your order right for tips. But all this other stuff is just crazy. I mean,
it's tough, and really the bottom line is it has to be part of your budget. And so with higher inflation, higher tips, it's got to be part of the budget. So maybe that means eating out a little bit less often. Maybe that means kind of changing what you order out at restaurants, but it's got to be part of the factor there.
Yeah, when you make your budget, stick that tipping element into
it has to be. I mean, 20% is a pretty solid bump to the dinner price there.
Right, no doubt. And if your default on a carryout is 25%, that's also. I picked up a carryout the other night. The default was 25% of the carryout. I said, come on.
Yeah, that might not have gone to those servers. It might have gone to the company.
Exactly. Michael, thank you so much. If you want to connect with Michael, visit retirementplanning.edu.org. Retirementplanning.edu.org. Amy?